That's right, guys. Indicators are not as good as you think. They might look good when you look at it with your own eyes on the chart, but when you actually turn them into a strategy to buy and sell, they are not as good as you think. And you only see the true nature of these indicators when you have the numbers to actually back it up, which is why I'm making this video, guys, to show you how good and bad some of the indicators truly are. I've taken 5 of the most relevant and most popular indicators and turned them into a strategy so that you know the truth. You might be using these indicators, you might be thinking that they're good, so let's see. The indicators we're going to look at in this video are the bull market support band, Supertrend indicator, MACD indicator, Bollinger Band indicator, and SMA 200. And once we've turned all of these indicators to a strategy, we're going to compare it with a proper trading strategy which combines multiple indicators and has been working for a long time, just to see what a proper strategy would result on the assets we're looking at, and as well what these indicators would result. And again, the results are shocking, guys. You would be quite surprised, guys. So make sure to stick around until the end of the video to fully understand why indicators are a bit tricky to use and how to solve the problem. At the end of the video, I will give you the perfect solution, in my opinion, to the whole problem. And no, it's not coding, okay, guys? So stick around and you figure this out. And if you're a returning viewer, then you notice that this is not my usual studio. It's because I am traveling right now. I'm in Dubai. I will be speaking at a couple of events. I took my equipment with me so I can still produce videos for you guys wherever I am. So if you appreciate this, guys, then make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and as well, let me know down below how you like the setup. And as always, guys, this is not financial advice. Crypto is risky. You can lose all of your money, guys. But that is why you subscribe to this channel, because I'm raising your chances of success by sharing knowledge with you guys, right? Sharing knowledge about strategies and strategy automation, and giving you everything you need to just be better than everyone else, guys, right? So make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe. And with all of that, let's get started. Okay, guys, this is the Bitcoin chart, and those are the indicators and the strategies we're gonna go through. We're gonna go top down in no particular order. So at any point in time during the video, you can find out which one is better than all of the rest. So I guess you have to watch the whole video to really capture all of the knowledge I have for you. But are they profitable only on the Bitcoin chart, or will they also work on other assets? We will find out in this video. So guys, let's go top down. We start with the indicator called bull market support band. And you might know this one because a lot of people are talking about it. Now, when would you buy and when would you sell when looking at this indicator, guys? Would you make money with this or not make money with this? Look at it simply with your own eyes. Would you buy when it crosses? Would you sell when it crosses? Would you buy above the green line or above the red line? Or how would you do it, guys, right? Would this indicator make money or not? How would you figure this out? You don't really know, okay? So turning this into a proper strategy helps you to figure this out. Now here below it, I have the bull market support band strategy, okay, which actually buys and sells, not just indicates. So if I turn this on, guys, right, and I can turn off the other one, then you can see that this strategy makes 736% profit. By the way, the settings are always the same with all the strategies I have here on the chart. They start in 2018, right? 1st of January. And the reason is, guys, because I want to give the strategy a hard time, because 2018 was a bear market. And if the strategy can make sure to not lose money in the bear market, that is awesome. So guys, this strategy, because it has 2 different moving averages, it has to buy when it crosses up and down, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense to use 2 different moving averages. If you would just buy above the green and sell below the green, it's just a moving average strategy. There's nothing special about that, right? And we're gonna go to a simple moving average strategy as well. But this strategy in particular, it buys when there is a cross and then it sells when there is another cross. So sometimes it makes a lot of money, but sometimes it loses money as well. I mean, this was COVID, but still, my strategy does not fall for this stuff, but doesn't matter, right? So you have great looking trades here. You can see it made a lot of money here, right? But let's look at the summary of the strategy's performance. The summary is, like I said, 736% profit since 2018. And as well, the max drawdown is 58%. Now, that's not great. If you know me at all, you know that I'm not a fan of any drawdown above 50%. Even 50 is a massive number, because 50% means that the strategy, while you give it your money, right, to buy and sell for you, it will lose your portfolio 50%. So your portfolio is half, right, what it was at the worst point in time, to then maybe or maybe not recover. So having your portfolio half using this strategy, or more than half, because it's actually 58% drawdown is pretty bad. Okay, so I would never ever use this particular strategy. First of all, the drawdown is too high. That's the first number I look at. And then if the drawdown is okay, I look at the net profit. And if that is okay, I look at the profit factor. And if that is okay, then I go to the win rate or percent profitable trades. That's just a psychological thing, by the way. It doesn't have to win over 50% to make a lot of money, right? If it makes more money when it wins and loses a little only, right? So then it's fine. But that's why the profitable trades number is not the most important. But now you see, guys, that this strategy performs in this particular way when applied from 1st of January 2018, which I think is a perfect time to start. Everything before that is a bit cheating, guys, because Bitcoin went mega parabolic, made massive amount of profit. Any strategy would work in that universe here, right? But from 2018, it became a bit harder, and that's why I'm taking the strategies on a spin from there. So let's go to the next one, the Supertrend strategy. You might know this one, but this one is the indicator only, right? You look at the indicator, it starts here, right? So it kind of detects nicely the downtrend. There is a little bit of a fake signal here, but okay. Then there is a buy zone here, there is a green zone and so on, a massive downtrend, but also a massive uptrend, right? So here it could make a lot of money. So looking at it with your own eyes, guys, what do you think? Would it be better than the bull market support band strategy or worse? What do you think, guys? Just looking at it, right? I mean, we don't have so much time in this video, but do you know what I'm trying to tell you, right? Because if you have it turned into a strategy like I did exactly here, then now you can actually compare the numbers. You can see that the drawdown is much lower. I mean, it's still very high, yes, but it's better than the other one and it makes decent money, right? So let's turn on again the bull market support band. Yes, it makes more money, but also the drawdown is massive, right? So you have to create ratios between these numbers. So the Supertrend strategy makes a bit less money, but it has a lower drawdown as well, right? So that is something that you have to consider, but you didn't know, right? When you just look at the indicator. The indicator itself doesn't really tell you if this is protecting your portfolio better or worse than the other ones. So you have to turn it into a strategy, guys, right? Okay, so those were the two. Then we have a simple moving average, okay? You have here in this case a simple moving average of 200, right? 200 SMA is very, very, very common. Unfortunately, it's so common that it's also manipulated, because when the price is close to this, then a lot of market makers and market participants will try to fake you into a trade or out of a trade to then just recover again. But fine, this is a very popular one. So let's try to turn this very simple moving average into a strategy and see if it's better than the previous ones we looked at, okay? But look at it with your own eyes first, guys, right? Because that's what you're usually doing if you don't have the strategy available. So here it is, right? It would sell here, right? Then here is maybe has a fake trade because it goes up and down, right? Here you see it crosses to the top, to the upside, and then it crosses to the downside again. So that would create a small losing trade, but fine. Then guys, it buys here and sells here, which looks like a winning trade, but it doesn't buy exactly at the line because, of course, it buys only when the candle is closed, which is best practice. So it will buy here and it would sell here. So it makes 66%. That's not the best for this particular point in time, because here other strategies made more than 100, but fine, right? And here as well, it looks like it was a good strategy to buy and sell here. It's not the best again, because selling at 36 here, basically 36K is quite low, to be honest, but that's exactly where you would sell because the candle has to close below the line. So yeah, it looks like a profitable strategy, but it doesn't look like it makes more money than the other ones. So let's see, because just looking at it with the eyes wouldn't work. So let's turn on the strategy and see what the strategy would do here, right? You can see the drawdown is immediately even lower than the previous two strategies, and it makes pretty much the same amount of money like the Supertrend strategy, right? Actually, it makes even more money and it has less drawdown. So guys, even if it doesn't squeeze these moves as much as it could squeeze them, right? When I complained here, it could have made more money, and I will show you another strategy which made over 100% in this particular time here. It still is a better strategy than the other ones because it has less drawdown. So your portfolio will only suffer a minus 40%, which is still huge, right? But better than before. And it makes decent money on Bitcoin. I mean, can you make more money on Bitcoin? Of course you can, right? But I'm showing you that the indicators are not as great as you think they are, right? Okay, that was the SMA strategy. Now, the next thing is that a lot of people are using the MACD, right? MACD is cool, and MACD is often used when it crosses, right? When it crosses to the upside, you have a buy signal. When it crosses to the downside, you have a sell signal. And so if you look at the MACD here on the bottom, guys, then you can see it crosses here and then it crosses back down to get you out of a trade before this massive downtrend here, right? Then it crosses here to get you into this trade and so on. It looks, I mean, you need more time to go through this, but it looks like it makes sense, okay? So I turned this into a strategy. Let me turn it on right now and let's get rid of the MACDs to have more space on the chart. Those are the trades. Sadly, the max drawdown went up to 50% again, which is not optimal. So the SMA 200 was even better in that case. And the net profit went up as well. So fine, right? You have risk reward kind of balancing each other out, which is why you should create a ratio between those two. Hint, hint, guys. Okay. And so I'm not really a fan of this strategy. I can already tell you. I mean, long story short, the risk reward is not the best on this one, simply because 50% is just horrible. Profit factor of 1.6. Yeah. Could be better, guys. I mean, I've seen much better. Let's go to the next indicator to show you what I mean and turn that into a strategy as well. Bollinger Bands, guys. Bollinger Bands seem to be quite exciting because, well, everyone is talking about them, but how do you use them for trading, okay? Well, I found a way and I turned this Bollinger Band, which is a totally standard indicator you can find here on the top in the indicators. Just type in Bollinger Bands and pick this one. Very simple. I didn't change any kind of settings. I just take the standard one so that it's easy for you to replicate all of this, right? And so what I do here is I look at it and I'm like, okay, I wouldn't buy in this zone because there is no reason to buy on the downside, but I have to get into a trade at some point, right? So when would I get into a trade? Well, I go to an uptrend and I see what happened there, right? So here, the candle crossed the upper Bollinger Band line. So that's when I want to get into a trade. And then when do I want to get out of it, right? Well, I want to get out of it when it crosses to the downside, right? Because meanwhile, it's just in the band and that's all fine. So it means there is a massive momentum to break out to the upside, and then there is a momentum to break down. So I want to get out, right? And also, by the way, you do not want to trade in a sideways movement. So that's actually good to be out here. So this looks like a good idea. Let's check a couple of other instances. So let's look at some other trades, guys, to make sure that this approach that I just mentioned would also capture the big moves. And the big moves are obviously the bull market parabolic moves. So it was this one here, right? So would this have captured this one? Let's check it out with our own eyes because, you know, the eyes are fine, but, you know, it's better to have a strategy. But still, first with the eyes. So you can see here, it crossed above the line. This would be a buy signal. Then it crossed again, but it's fine. It's already in a position. It did not cross on the bottom. It means it's still in a trade here, right? Still in a trade, still in a trade. Even here, still in a trade. It did not close below this line. And so it would have sold only. When would have sold? Here. It would have sold here, or no, actually, it would have sold here, right? This was the first time it crossed below the line. So it looks like it would have captured this parabolic move, which is a must, right? Like you have to capture this, otherwise your portfolio will be doing pretty bad. So what if I turn this into a strategy, guys? Is it better than the others or not? Do you even know? No, you don't know, right? That's why you need to turn it into a strategy. So let me do it for you. And here it is, guys. Drum roll, please. Bollinger Band strategy. It makes 1,187% profit on Bitcoin since 2018. So far, the biggest profit we had here, right? And the max drawdown is at 50%. So, okay. But you see what I'm saying? That now you can say that the MACD strategy is definitely useless because it has 50% drawdown, but the net profit is quite low compared half, right? Why would I use this, right? Why would I take this risk to make that reward if I could take the same risk and make more reward, right? So that doesn't make any sense. Now, if I go back to the Supertrend strategy, I can see here also quite close to 50% drawdown. But again, the reward is quite low. So screw that strategy. And let's go to the bull market support band, even higher risk, and the reward is also lower. So, I mean, all of that is useless. Bollinger Band, let's go. You see what I'm saying, guys? If you put the indicators onto your chart, you think they're awesome, but you have to look at the numbers, okay? And for that, you need to turn them into a strategy. By the way, there are a lot of videos on the internet on how to do that. If you want me to create my own, then, well, let me know down in the comments. It's not so hard, but you need to code a little bit because you need to tell TradingView when to buy and when to sell. Because when you look at the indicator, right? So let's go back to the Bollinger Band one here. Then let's turn on only the indicator, right? So that is super obvious. Then when would you buy and when would you sell, right? Because that's something you have to decide, right? So I decided that I want to buy when it breaks above this upper line, but you can do other things, right? You can say, no, it has to first touch here and then this, or it has to break below the middle or whatever. But if you want to create a strategy out of any indicator, you have to get the code, you have to create a strategy out of it, and also add additional code to say when to buy and when to sell. Again, there are videos on the internet. It's not something that is hard to find. And this is what I do. I mean, I'm an engineer. For me, this is easy, right? That's why I'm sharing this knowledge with you. So you don't have to turn these indicators into strategies, because I'm sharing this knowledge with you here on this channel. So make sure to subscribe. And the best thing of all is that at the end of this video, I'm going to show you a freely available strategy that I have developed that is quite good, and you can use it on any asset. So you don't even have to mess around with the indicators. Just use that strategy. And only when you find a better strategy, start using that. But I will give you one that is very good. You can automate it. Like, it doesn't get much easier than that, guys. I want to show you one more strategy, which is my own strategy, just so you see what is possible, how good can a strategy get compared to the ones we have just looked at. And keep in mind, guys, that the strategies we just looked at are just based on one indicator, right? Of course, you can improve them by adding multiple indicators to get rid of bad trades and as well to capture maybe the move faster, okay? So that is maybe not a fair comparison, but I want you to see what is possible, okay? So that you have a goal, you have a vision, right? So this is my strategy here called bought too fast on Bitcoin, same settings, same time frame, same everything. Only the logic is different, right? I developed this myself. The drawdown, guys, is just 19%. I'm rounding up. And with that risk, the strategy created a profit of 2,300%. So that is double the profit that the best strategy in this video made, which was the Bollinger Band strategy with way less risk. In fact, 2.5 times less risk. Profit factor 3.5, profitable trades 60%. And yes, guys, this works on any asset without changing the parameters whatsoever. Speaking of which, let's try the other strategies on Ethereum and this one as well to see how they perform there. So we had the best strategy on Bitcoin, which was the Bollinger Band one without mine, like forget mine, right? And what would happen if we go to Ethereum? Is it still the best strategy, or would another one be better? And why that's so important is because let's say you choose the Bollinger Band one because it looks great on Bitcoin, and then you go to Ethereum, you go to Solana, you go to Matic, and it doesn't perform very well there. Well, then it's not a very good strategy, right? Because if you have to choose a different strategy for each asset, like a completely different strategy, then how do you know which one to pick, right? Because what if you pick the wrong one, then you have huge risk and only little profit or even losses. I mean, you know, it's possible. So it is better to have one strategy that is fully generalistic and only in seldom cases pick a different one for very, very unique assets like Dogecoin and stuff like that, right? That's a different topic of a different video, but you get the idea. So let's go to Ethereum and check how they would perform over there, okay? So starting with my strategy, because it's already turned on here in TradingView, we have a max drawdown of, let's say, 28%. We have 2,458% profit, 2.4 profit factor, 52% profitable trades, outperforming the asset. Okay, it's fine. Remember those numbers so you can compare with the others. But now let's go to the Bollinger Band strategy and let's see how it performs on Ethereum without changing anything, same settings, same everything. You can see that the drawdown is absolutely massive, guys. It's 61%. The profit is just 331. So suddenly the Bollinger Band strategy as it is would not work as well on Ethereum. That's not great. Let's go to the next one, to the MACD strategy. MACD strategy, drawdown is horrific, again, whatever. And the net profit is higher, so at least the risk reward is balanced. I would never personally use this strategy because it has a huge drawdown, but hey, fine, right? We know that this makes more money. Let's go to the SMA strategy. The SMA strategy, funny enough, it makes 1,200% profit. So that's the highest profit so far. Well, after mine, but then max drawdown is 53. So again, guys, it's way too much drawdown. You can't accept losing half of your portfolio in the process, right? Potentially, that's really bad. And the problem is with this 50% drawdown is once a strategy has lost you 50%, you might panic sell instead of letting it recover, right? You might panic sell because you feel like, oh my God, the strategy is not doing the right thing. And that is why the drawdown is so important, guys. And protecting the downside is very, very relevant. Okay, let's go to the Supertrend strategy. Supertrend, this is very interesting, guys, right? Because look, 37% max drawdown and 1,700% profit. This is good. 1.8 is not the best profit factor, but hey, almost 60% profitable trades. If we compare with my strategy, it is actually pretty good. I'll have to say, yes, not better, but hey, I mean, it's a free strategy. You could just use it. I mean, this is good, but again, this was not the best one on Bitcoin. So how do you know which one is better on which asset? Well, at least you can look at the historic performance and pick the best one, okay? At least, right? Okay, let's go to the bull market support band strategy. 72% max drawdown, screw that. I don't even care about how much profit it makes. That's unacceptable. So you see, guys, it's not enough to use your eyes to look at the indicator and say, it's a good indicator, let's buy and sell based on that. The real deal is to turn the indicator into a strategy and then look at the numbers, because the drawdown, guys, is often massive, okay? And you should not accept it. And you should rather use a strategy that promises you less profit, but takes care of your drawdown, because your portfolio will otherwise do this and you would panic sell and you will simply be very emotional about it. And that will lead you to make the wrong decision. And that is why creating strategies is so hard. But I promised you, I will give you a good strategy that you can use, and I will do that. You have to simply watch the next video that I will link after this one, where the strategy is explained, and you even learn how to fully automate it so you don't have to buy and sell yourself. So with all of that, guys, make sure to like this video, destroy the freaking like button if I gave you new perspective and you learned something today. Make sure to also subscribe for more videos like this. And with all of that, this is the next video you should watch.